This is case number 2402032, the Oxley, the Oxley versus Charles Isoro, Isiorho.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sidney Katz on behalf of plaintiff.
All right, Mr. Katz, good afternoon. Sir, Mr. Charles, is it Isoro? You're on mute, sir. You have to unmute yourself and tell us your name.
Name is Isiorho, Isiorho.
Okay, can you repeat that?
Charles Isiorho, Isiorho, last name.
All right, thank you, Mr. Isiro. And we're here today for a landlord-tenant hearing. This is a termination of tenancy matter. So the landlord is not seeking to have the rent paid. They're seeking to get possession of the property. And it says something about they've given you notice to quit, and the tenancy, the rule of law under which the tenancy is ended deals with Mishnah. So did you have any?
Does it say Mishnah on our paperwork? That must have been an error, Your Honor.
But it says, it says Mishnah. The tenancy is ended.
Maybe it is. But I know his tenancy is over, Your Honor.
All right, well, Mr. Isoro, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. Did you have a defense to the fact that the landlord says the tenancy is over, you don't have a lease, and they just want to remove you out?
That's why I don't know why. I know I've been late for a while, because of my job of being a commission job. Sometimes, I'm late in payment, but I always give them all their money. I don't know why.
Well, now, it's up to them. If they don't like the fact that it's been late a number of different times, then they can choose to, evict you and not renew a lease. As long as if you don't have a lease, then you earn a month-to-month type of tenancy, and they can give you 30 days notice to move. Just like you could give them the same thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand you, Judge. So there's nothing you can do to also we can, start a new lease.
I can't force anybody to give you a lease. They have to be willing to do that. They have to be willing to do it. I can't just tell them they have to give you a lease.
And Your Honor, I did tell him that I would give him till the end of the month.
Okay, well,
it's required to get a new apartment or a house. It's going to take more than 2 weeks.
Well, sir, I'll tell you, the law actually says they can ask within 10 days to move you. So 30 days is pretty much, if I were to give you extra time, that's about the time I would give you anyway. And we can't take it into, further than that, like to 2 months or anything. We can only do about a month.
2 months. I don't want 2 months. I just want at least to be 15th of April. So.
Well, is the 30 days good enough for you?
Well, Your Honor, he's already received a 30-day notice, so he should have been on notice. I mean, he can't just wait until the day in court to say what's going on.
I paid you guys the last month, so how you going?
Well, the court hearing, no particular issue of fact that would require a trial. I'm going to enter a judgment of possession for the plaintiff after here.
As indicated, I would give him until March 31st, actually April 1st, since April 1st is the next business day.
So that would be, let's see, that's 2 weeks and a couple of days.
2.5 weeks.
That's not 2.5 weeks. That's just 2 weeks. You can't get an apartment in 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks and 1, 2, 3 days. I'll tell you what, sir. I'll give you till April 5th. That means you'd have to be out by the 5th, or they can come move you out by that Monday, the 8th.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hopefully something in that time frame. All right.
I will see.
You'll get a copy. It'll come in the mail.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Katz. I believe that's it for you.
That was
today.
it for me, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Right. This is case number GC 231829, Hani Haddad versus Fadi Haddad and business analyst. I guess trying to see what the rest of the case name, business analyst department, I guess, I'm not sure.
This is Judge Khan. I sit down. I can stand.
Yes, sir. Tell me what's your name.
Hani Haddad.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Haddad, thank you. Were you not represented by a lawyer? Mr. Is there someone here for Fadi Haddad, Mr. Camper?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Darren Canfer on behalf of the defendant, Fadi Haddad.
Okay, and I'm not sure, is it business analyst, the second defendant?
I'm not sure who that is, Your Honor.
I don't either. Okay. Well, in any event, I see that there's an iPhone there for Fadi Haddad. So you gotta turn your phone off, Mr. Haddad. Make sure it's off.
I know. I don't know how that is closed.
All right. So
Can I sit down, my friend?
you can sit down. So this matter apparently was scheduled today for a motion hearing, and we had requested an interpreter for Mr. Fadi Haddad, I believe. And we were told yesterday that I think it's a sign language interpreter,
Yes,
cannot make it.
he is deaf.
Yeah, so the interpreter cannot make it today. So we didn't have time to call you all. So we need to adjourn the motion and reschedule it.
Okay.
April 11th, 2024 at 1:30. Is that good for you, Mr. Camper?
April 11th at 1:30 is good, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be the new date. Mr. Camper, do you have a way of advising Mr. Fadi Haddad of the new date, because he can't hear me and he's on mute.
I could advise him.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be the new date. We're going to make sure that we have an interpreter. I think we've already told the court administrators that we have a new date of April 11th at 1:30. So they're going to try to get the interpreter here.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. You have anything else, Mr. Haddad?
Really,
Okay.
I'm shy to say anything about that.
Yeah. Well, we
With
can't
that-
proceed without an interpreter. We have to have it.
I know, but
Yeah.
for me, if you like to listen to me, what happened with,
Well, sir, we know we can't do that because he can't hear you. He has the right to hear everything you say.
okay,
And because he can't hear you, and we don't have anybody to tell him, you really can't say anything
Yes.
except for whether or not that's a good date for you. Okay?
okay,
We're sorry about that, but we thought we had someone scheduled, but
don't
they
worry,
didn't show for today.
don't worry.
Okay. We'll see you back here then. And
But I want to ask the attorney,
you want to ask the attorney something?
yeah,
What do you want to ask the attorney?
I want the attorney that if he can do the same case with his father as my son did, I think my case, I am 81 years old, I began 82. I spent all my savings on him. And I am now in the senior
Well,
citizen.
what's the question you want to ask the
I
lawyer?
want to ask him if this case happened between, he accepted to be between him and his father.
Mr. Caffrey, do you understand what he's asking? I don't.
I guess I don't understand the question.
The question that, do you accept to be in the situation of Fadi to make case against your father?
Do you accept the situation like Fadi is in to make a case against your father? Well, that's not a good question for the lawyer. The lawyer is just
The
representing.
lawyer, as a judge, he has to accept the thing which is reasonable,
Well, the lawyer's role is to represent
not to take money.
Fadi. Whatever the claim is, he has a right to have a lawyer, and so do you.
Yeah, I don't agree, I agree for that. But I asked him this question, do he accept that?
I don't think that's a good question for the lawyer
Yes,
to say, will he
because
accept?
he have to be reasonable.
Well, I'll
I
tell
guess
you what.
I'm not understanding the
I-
question.
I don't either, and I think that we're beyond what we need to do when there's no interpreter here. So we're just gonna adjourn this.
Interpreter with the attorney.
No, sir, you really can't do that today. You gotta
I
have.
asked him a question.
You, no,
He didn't answer.
you can't do that. He can't answer that
Okay,
question.
I am going. Yeah, thank you.
And we'll have to reschedule it, and it'll be April the 11th at 1:30, and we'll send a notice out for that date. Okay?
Thank
So
you,
you're
Mr.
all
Chair.
set.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
evening.
All right.